All right, so we got the edit post page displaying some data, right? So we go to view all posts. We could see that if we click on the edit, we are able to go to that edit underscore post.php and see some data. Now, we're going to be relating this category later on. We're going to be putting the category title there that this post belongs to later on. All right. Right now, this is static and we're gonna fix it. All right. Um, it's going to be a number on your side. But later on, we're going to put the title there. Right. But that's an extra code that we will be doing. But anyway, so we are here, and what we need to do now is, now that we have all this data here, we need this button here. When we click it, we need to send that data from the form to our database to update these fields to whatever we want, right? So if we want to say this and click update, we want to be able to have this data sent to our table. All right, so let's go to our admin /includes /edit underscore post.php page, or edit underscore php page. Well, I'm just gonna say edit post. All right, it's a lot easier. Now the first thing that I want to do in here is that I want to make sure that when I click on this button from the view all post, I want to make sure that I go to this specific post, right? 37 in my case. In your case might be a different number. Don't worry about that. It happens, and it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that you have a different post. All right, so where we're gonna select all from post where what post ID equals this post ID that we're getting in the URL, right? In the GET request. All right, so now that we have that, now we're good to go. Now the next thing is we want to detect this form when it's submitted. So we need to check for this button right here, for this key update underscore post. So we're gonna say if it's set, right, and this is gonna be a post. If it's set, then we're gonna do something, right? You want to make sure that it works. Let's just echo something out, right? Let's echo hi to see if it works. Refresh. Oops, did we misspell this function here? There we go. And let's just click it, and we can see that it says hi right there. Perfect. So it is working. All right, so what we want to do is we want to grab all the fields in this name attribute right here. We want to grab it in that post super global and copy it right here. We've done that before, and I'm just gonna copy something that I got in the side and paste it right here, and you can just do the same. Well, you can just copy whatever I have here, but just know that all I'm doing is grabbing all the form values from down here in that name attribute right here, in these values, and I am grabbing in this post super global because that's how we grab it from the form, and we are assigning it to a variable. That's all I'm doing. All right, so you're welcome to pause this video and copy each of these down. All right, I'm also grabbing the images in the super global files. All right, perfect. Next thing is the move uploader function. We already saw how to do that. I'm just gonna paste it right here, and all I'm doing right here, like I explained before, is moving the image from the temporary location to a permanent location. I'm using this path right here with the image name right here, right? All right, so the next thing is to submit this, right? Once this is done, we need to go ahead. Actually, as a matter of fact, once the update post is done, all right, we need to, well, actually this is not the update post. This is, I'm just right here. It's just, this name is confusing me a little bit, but I'm just gonna leave it like this, just for demonstration purposes only. But in another case, I would probably name it submit or something like that. I just don't want every form to be name submit on the same page, but we only have one form here, so it really doesn't matter if we change it to submit. I'm just gonna leave it like this. All right, but anyways, all right, so now that we have all this information, what we need to construct is the update query. And for that, I already copied this down, and I will show it to you right here, as you can see. And now what I'm doing here basically is concatenating all this query because it's super long. So as you can see here, I'm using the same variable over and over again, concatenating it with a dot and a equal symbol. So basically this query, all right, is one long string, and I'm just dividing it just to make it easier for me. Just like this, it would be something like all right, and then we have a long line like this with a lot of values, and I don't want that, so I'm just cutting it off, concatenating it, making it look a little nicer. That way if I have a mistake, I can come to one single line and correct it instead of looking through all this one line here, right? So it's better for debugging too. So I'm saying update post, and then I'm updating it once I say that, but I'm gonna set the post title, which is the column in the table, equal to the post title in my form. All right, remember this is coming from here, this field, right? This value right here is in this variable post title right now, and the post category is also on that, on this value right here. Now let's go ahead and check that out real quick. The post category ID. Let's go down to the categories right here. All right, and if for some reason you have this select all from category where category equals cat ID or something like that, just delete it. All right, and just leave it like this. Select all from categories. Just if some reason, I think I did it on the last video and we fixed it. All right, just make sure that you have what I have right now. Also make sure that this select right here has post underscore category. All right, very important. So make sure you have that, because this is the value that will be submitted every time I select one of these. So if I select this, right, that's gonna have a value, and it's gonna have, this is gonna carry that value, right? And it's gonna do it right here. So we're displaying the name right here, but we are carrying that category ID on that option value, right? And that option value is gonna be carried by this guy right here. So make sure you have that. All right, now when we get this on the form right here, it's gonna be post underscore category, and we're gonna actually rename it to post underscore category ID. We're not renaming it, we're assigning a variable that is a little different from this. All right, underscore category ID, and then we are using that variable right here with the column name, which is the same name. All right, so here we're using a function for the date. This is just gonna give us the date for today. All right, we don't need quotes or anything like that. And see, and here just notice that I always have quotes around my strings. They're all strings, and I always have a space after the comma. Make sure you always have a space after the comma. And the last one, well, the one before the last, all right, I don't have a comma there, so make sure you don't have a comma there either. All right, because if you put a comma there, this is not gonna work, the where statement. So the whole query will failed. So take the comma out. Now, if you want to make sure that this worked, all right, first we're gonna send the query. So we're gonna use a variable. We're gonna use the function MySQLi underscore query, right? And then we're gonna assign that connection to this. Perfect. Now we're gonna use a function, right, that we have, confirm query, This is the function that we made, and we're gonna make sure that this works. All right. So now make sure that this function that you have is correct. Go to functions.php in admin. All right. And make sure that we have the same, that you have the same name for this function. All right. I might have spelled it like this before with an M before, and I'm spelling it with an N now, and I fixed it there. I think I already told you how to fix it, but if not, just make sure. If for some reason this fails, this function fails, just do the if statement here like this, and just check if not post, then just die, and you know, like this. You should know how to do that. Query failed. My SQLi. I'm just doing this really quickly so that way you can have a better idea on how this is done. All right, but and then we pass it in the connection, and that's just gonna give you the same thing as this confirm function there. If for some reason it fails, all right, mine is working, so yours should be working too. All right, so this should do it right now. All right, well, there's nothing else that we got to do here. Everything seems to be in order. Let's go ahead and check it out. So I'm going to click enter there on my URL, and I'm gonna say guys with a S and update. And now you saw the picture there. We're gonna fix that in a minute right now. You saw that disappear, and I'm gonna tell you in a minute why. So if we go to view post, we see that we were able to update the author guy, but we have a problem with the image. So let's go and fix that real quick. All right, so the problem with the image, I'm going to explain what it is right now. Let's go here. Is that if I go ahead and choose an image, I'm going to choose an image right now, like this. And by the way, if you want these images, I'm going to get a file on the right of this lecture. You can download a file that's going to have all these images there. I'm just going to upload them for you. That way you don't have to make them, all right? They're going to be 900 by 300. So on the right to this lecture, download those images if you want them. All right, I'm going to put them there for you. So if I have this image there, right, and it's there right now, actually I didn't choose it. Sorry about that. And I gotta wait for my computer now for some reason. All right, give me 1 second. Oops, everything just crashed. Let's just reopen this. Sorry about that. I got a lot of things open. I got like 3 more monitors on the right hand side, on the left, and of course it's prone to fail. All right, so it just, let's go down to it. Admin, view post. All right, don't worry about what you saw there. Sometimes I go back and, after I make 30 lectures, and I go back and redo a lecture if I don't like it. So don't worry about what you saw there. I'm probably way ahead of you right now in other lectures, but I go back and fix some of these lectures that I make mistakes on sometimes. All right, so I'm always keep fixing things and things like that. But anyway, let's go down to it. Let me explain what happened with the image. So I'm gonna choose file. I'm gonna go to pictures, and you see now we have the picture, and I click update. Now the pictures is fine, but if I click update again, we lose that because right now we don't have any value there. All right, so if I click update, we don't have no value. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that this post variable, this post image variable is not empty. And if it is, we need to go get that image somewhere else, and that will be in the database. So right now, before we make anything, now right here, before we do any update on this, let's make sure that this post image is not empty. And if it is, we go get that image in the database. All right, so we're gonna use another function called empty, and we're gonna say if empty post image. And listen, if you are sticking with me all this time, congratulations, you're really, 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 really awesome. All right, not a lot of people can do this. So anyways, I just want to tell you that you're awesome, and you're gonna get very far in life. So if this post image is empty, we're gonna go to the database and select all from post where post ID equals what? Let's get this ID right here. Why not, right? Post ID equals this guy right here. And put a little space there. We're gonna call this query select image. As a matter of fact, I think I already have it written down somewhere. Let me see if I find it on one of my other monitors. All right, yes, I have it right here. So I'm just gonna paste it right there. So we're gonna use the MySQLi query underscore query to send the query. We're gonna assign it to this a variable select underscore image. We're gonna use a while loop to loop through that resource set, right, that we get from the database, and we're gonna pull out the image again. All right, so that's all I did there. I'm gonna save it, and if I go back and click enter there, I don't have an image there, but if I go and update this, and if I click update again, you see that I get the image again and again. All right, so perfect. Let's change the image. I like to change it, and update post. Let's click update post again, and I got that image. All right, perfect. So I think this lecture was pretty good. It was a little long, but if you stuck with me until the end, you're awesome. You're doing very good, and you're gonna be a really good PHP developer. All right, so anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lecture.